What's good, Black Star Podcast? Boy, like, share, subscribe to the channel. This is your boy Jared. Y'all remember that Jaguar video I did a while back with the whole rebrand of Jaguar and that bullshit commercial that Jaguar came out with. The one where there was a whole lot of fruity looking motherfuckers. Y'all remember that, right? Oh, if y'all don't remember that shit, I'm gonna bring it up right the fuck now. Oh yeah, we are definitely gonna watch this again. Y'all remember this shit? Oh yeah, we gonna have fun with this one. Oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Look at this. Apparently, that's not going too well. Look at this.
On Jaguar sales, Jaguar, that's the proper way to say it. A lot of people like to say Porsche. It's actually Porsche. You know, like that little ghetto hood rat that we be dealing with on a regular basis. Hey, Porsche. What's up, Porsche? It's not Porsche. It's Porsche. That's how you pronounce it. And similar to what we say with Jaguar. A lot of people say, "What? I got me a Jag. Yeah, man, you got a Jaguar F Type." It's Jaguar. Jaguar. That is the proper way that you pronounce it. But a lot of people are basing, and actually, I think it was a Jaguar F Type. It was a really great vehicle that I drove one time. It was like a drop top F Type. I had one in Tampa. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. But a lot of people are telling me and they asking me to go and look at this video because they said, Anton, and y'all sent it to me about 8 times inside of my email. You said, Anton, um, Jaguar sales plummeted over 97.5% and all of this stuff. I want you to do a review video of it. I want to see exactly what you got to say about it. Go woke, go broke. I said, all right, I'm going to check it out. But I'm going to check it out in real time. So let's get into it. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
According to an auto industry report, Jaguar registered just 49 cars in Europe during the entire month of April. Guys, that's down 97.5% compared to last year, where they sold nearly 2,000 cars. Between January and April, sales dropped 75% versus the same time last year. And Bloomberg claims the brand has effectively gone dormant since rebranding and ditching all of its gas-powered models. Lydia, as Charlie says, go woke, go broke.
No kidding. I mean, you'd think that these big car companies or any big brand would learn their lesson at this moment, because I feel like, what is it, insanity? You keep repeating the same thing over and over, expecting to have a different result. We saw this with Target. We saw this with Disney. We saw this with Bud Light, right? These companies are going broke, embracing what they think a certain demographic wants and totally missing the mark, and then suffering to the tunes of billions of dollars.
So let me add a little bit of context here for the people, because I have to say that Fox News on this particular issue is wrong. And I believe that Fox News is misleading the people in this report and how they're having a conversation about it. And they're trying to tie Jaguar sales with that and the downfall of places like Disney and Target when they decided that they wanted to go woke. And this is not true. And this is why you need people like me that is objective and is not paid, because I am not going to continue to push a narrative. I am going to have the conversation in truth. Now, let's break this down, okay? Because I was already familiar with all of this and I was already aware of everything that was going on. I do like Fox News. I think that Fox News is accurate on a lot of the stuff that they talk about, but on this particular issue, I am always going to be objective. I know that Fox News is wrong. They're wrong. And so what they're doing is they're pushing a narrative, and they're having Republicans and they're having conservatives all riled up about the go woke, go broke thing. And that's not what Jaguar is doing. That's not why their sales is down 97.5%. I am going to give you the real understanding about what is really happening with Jaguar. And again, I am objective. I am able to separate how I feel about Republicans, conservatives, and all of that stuff from what is happening with Jaguar. Now, they are absolutely correct in that they did go woke with this new branding and all of this stuff, right? They changed the logo, they did this new commercial, they going all electric, and I think that they went all electric as a result of what was happening under the Biden administration. So all of the design direction and everything that's happening with Jaguar, similar to what happened with Chrysler, similar to what happened with Stellantis, similar to what happened with a lot of companies, were based off of the fact that there were EV mandates that were basically taking over the industry. And what happened was people were being forced into EVs, and they were being forced away from gas-powered vehicles, ICE-powered vehicles. Now, obviously, the election had a huge impact in what we were going to do from a business perspective. So what does that mean, Anton? That means that Trump then said, listen, we're not going to finesse the people with this whole Green New Deal and all of this stuff. What we're going to do is give people choices. And with those choices, we're also going to allow for companies to be able to make V8 engines, which is one of the reasons why you see Stellantis and Dodge now bringing back SRT. And if you remember, if you've seen it, the new Charger, it was EV only, and then they was going to put a V6 in a version of it and all of this stuff, and a Hurricane engine and all of that. But now, Tim Meniscus is back as the CEO of Dodge. They're bringing SRT back. They're bringing the Hemi back. They put the Hemi back in the Ram. And so they are now going to give people more options instead of going EV only. All right. That's the first part of it. The second part of it is.
Let me just interject right here. As Anton said before, they missed their mark. But here's the thing. David was going based off of what a particular subsector group wanted. But what they didn't understand was the way that a lot of people nowadays are choosing to buy their vehicles. Nobody can afford a $100,000 EV. Nobody can. Same shit that Stellantis went through. Same thing that Ford's going through too, with the Ford Lightning. Same thing that all these other vehicle manufacturers are going through, especially with the EVs. They cannot sell these EVs at the price they need to make profit. Every EV they sell is at a loss. Tesla, when they came out, they were ahead of the game. Now you have companies like Toyota pulling back on their EV initiative, and they're starting to say, you know what, hybrids are better for the environment than EVs are, because EVs are strictly electric. Hybrids are now going to start to become more available to the public, especially through Toyota. What Jaguar did, they rebranded as a strictly EV only company, and they missed the mark because of the design language and because these cars were going to be expensive as hell. And plus, on top of that, nobody liked the design. You took away the option of a gas engine. Nobody likes EVs like that. Took the option of a gas engine, which crippled your sales. 2, you took away a sedan the SUVs, which is the I-Pace and the XJ, whatever the fuck that shit is. Took those away. So you just came out with one specific platform, which is the EV platform. Now, what happened with Stellantis was Carlos Tavares was trying to build EV cars at $100,000 market, or $400,000 market, not recognizing that Dodge Mopar is a muscle car brand. It was founded that way. It was built that way. 1970 Charger, Coke bottle, sexy as hell. That car was the car that everybody wanted. It still want. It's very sought after. It's a muscle car. Loud, aggressive, and plain old ball dragging muscle. That's what it was. Then you came out with the bullshit Charger EV. And it didn't have half of the horsepower or half of the excitement that the Hellcats had. That's one. Two, you never offered a Chrysler 300 Hellcat version. You never offered that. So that destroyed Chrysler. Then you never offered a Ram Hellcat version other than the TRX, a street truck. That killed the 1500 sales too. And you took away V8 and put in this inline 6 Hurricane engine, which is total garbage. Took away the V8, which is what a truck's supposed to have in it, not a fucking V6 or inline 6. It's supposed to have a V8. So you destroyed your market with the 1500s. Then the only V8 that you're offering in a truck is only in the 2500, 3500 crew. That's the only thing you're offering it in. Ford messed up with the Ford Lightning because the Ford Lightning first gen and the second gen Ford Lightnings. First gen was I believe it was a 5.4 liter. No. That's the second gen. But the original Ford Lightning, it was supercharged. I forgot what engine it had in it, but the Lightning that everybody knows from Fast and Furious, the red truck that Brian drove, was a 5.4 liter supercharged street truck, and that was legendary. Then you came out with the Ford Lightning EV, and it's a pretty good truck because we had one on the lot and I drove it. It's pretty good, but it's an EV. When people want trucks, people want trucks. They don't want to drive an EV. If they want a quiet EV, they go get an EV. They go get a Tesla Cybertruck. Hell, that shit's not even really selling. The people that bought them things are taking them bitches back. Nobody wants an EV like that. And then you rebranded your entire lineup as EV only. I can remember the day when people actually bought Jaguars for Jaguar. Now you barely see the motherfuckers on the road. Tata Motors bought Jaguar, Land Rover, and Jaguar and Land Rover, and that entire company has went downhill ever since. Cheap parts, and now you got Land Rovers with BMW engines in it, inline 6 engines in it, which are a lot better than the ones back then, but still. Nobody's keeping them. So they literally marketed themselves out of their market. They left a hole, and I got a feeling that Cadillac is filling up that hole up very much well. See, they tried to go for a specific market, the whole fashionista type of market. People don't like that shit. You basically, in a sense, you cut off your income stream because you took away what people wanted. And now people aren't buying what you're giving them now. And on top of that, you argue with the people that criticized the vehicle because they were trying to tell you and warn you about the decision that you made in the first place. You marketed it towards a certain subset, but you damn cut out your main market. So they shot themselves in the foot. And people tried to warn them, say, hey, what the fuck is this shit? We don't like this. Same thing that Stellantis found out, what they're finding out now. Now that Tim Kuniskis is back in, you got Mopar power coming back. You got SRT coming back. You've got a new Dodge Viper in production, I've heard, through TK. So you got that going on. And you've got a SRT street truck coming back out, possibly. And you've got a Charger that should be coming out with the Charger SRT 426. That's supposed to be all-wheel drive, and it's supposed to have a Hellcat engine in it. And you've got several new models coming out. They need to bring back a Chrysler 300. They need to bring back a Chrysler SUV that actually has a V8, not that inline-six bullshit. The Jeep Grand Wagoneer should have never had just the inline-six, and that's causing issues. So they might be putting the V8s back into that. Same thing with the Wagoneer, the regular Wagoneers. They're going to be putting V8s in the Wranglers, the Gladiators. They better be putting V8s in everything, basically. They're giving people what they want. And that's the same thing the Jaguar's starting to find out. Give people what the fuck they want and stop bullshitting. But they're going to find out the hard way. Anyways, like, share, subscribe to the channel, support the podcast, spot.com. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening. Bye, guys.